My name is Venkatesan. So I'm working for in Accenture Solution Private Limited. So I do have 7+ years of experience in artificial intelligence. So we have created a solution called Intelligent Response Assistant. So I just tell you the introduction of that one. So in this paper, basically we have proposed a question answering framework of effective handling of user queries, basically. So our approaches includes universal sentence encoder, that is nothing but sentence embedding, and we have used SVM classifier model and clustering for the segmentation purpose. So around 90 to 90% of the accuracy it is giving, basically. So I'll tell you the main business problem of here. So here a background of this one is recent technologies development, like in the opened doors, like companies and medium scale business also, what they are doing, they have to respond to the customer queries, right? So at the time we do have a lot of sources like FAQs, maybe a PDF or Excel, multiple sources of the there to respond the queries, basically. So to basically what I see from my client side, one of the client side, so they need to respond to the customer queries, and they are taking a manual effort like 6 weeks of time. How they will do usually, they will see the history of FAQs database, maybe a Excel or document. They have to read it and manually, and then they have to respond to the customer queries. So that will taking time. So even customer also will face a frustration, right? So we have to provide as much as possible to the a response to the customers, so that we will improve our business and everything. So I thought of automating this process using our IRA model. So basically this cost and even manual intervention reduced 6 weeks into even one day. So for tools, we have used Python and libraries like NLTK, Gensum, TensorFlow, Scikit-learn and all for visualization, and Python, Flask, HTML and query and all we have used. So this is a business benefit, and this is a IRA architecture. So where we have our training data, and we will doing the basic data pre-processing, like a stopwords removal and punctuation removal and everything. And then on the pre-processed text, we will do the feature extraction, like important words that all we will extract. After that we will do the clustering. So you can ask me like, oh, why is there a cluster needed here? So if you have a history of data like 10 years of FAQs, it will contain a lot of information, like even 1 crores of rows also will be there. Let's say for example, a user sometimes will ask, how old are you? And some people ask, what is your age? So there is a meaning is a different same, but syntactically, the grammatical way, it is a difference, basically the machine, right? So even previously when we applied this automation, it is not giving a good accuracy. So whatever user is question asking that question, it is going and comparing that 1 crore of data. So that is that time, it's not a very effective answer is coming. So what we decide, we are thought to have the cluster in the 1 crores of FAQs rows. We are segmenting into maybe 1,000 or maybe 10,000 of chunks. So instead of going and set your user query into 1 crore rows, maybe we can get the segmented data. From that we will get the correct response. So I'll tell you the next slide. So what are the approach, how I done? So this is the cluster ID. Once I created, I apply the classification model. SEM is a good classification model I seen. Even I have done with the hyperparameter tuning and all. So I have saved that knowledge base like a pickle file. So this is the training phase, whatever you see here. The next step would be like a prediction stage. So where the user is asking question, maybe the customer side, they are checking which cluster, which segment is belongs to. Let's say for example, in 1 crores of FAQs, that question answering will contains related to manufacturing, retail, or any kind of domain, right? So we will cluster based on the feature extraction, like retail questions and all, you just save it into one bucket, and manufacturing details you save it in another bucket, something like that. If user is querying, then we will not go and search the entire database, only with respect to that particular retail or manufacturing, that particular bucket we will check. From that, the segmented data frame will come. This is the data frame. It start listed out of 1 crore rows to maybe 10,000 rows. Then we apply the use model. So use model is nothing but it's only not only work with the syntactic, even the semantic way it will work. I told, like what is your age and how old are you? The similarity would be our about 90%. So this is the model we have chosen. And finally, the prediction question and the response will be coming. So this is our IRE architecture. So the training phase, here what we have taken. So our client side, they have previously already, responded to the customers, right? Like 10 or 20 years, the logs data we will have. So that data we have taken for a training purpose. These are the data pre-processing step we have done, like a stopwatch removal, punctuation, blank space removal, and special characters removal. So as part of feature extraction, we have done basic TF-IDF extraction for that one. So after that, we have done with clustering. Clustering, we have used k-means clustering only, and using the elbow method, we have chosen optimum segmented value, like 1 crores of FAQs. We have chunked into around 150 of cluster basically. So on top of that, you can see here, right? Like this is a question like you think of the previous history. Please share the service detail provided to client. So this will comes under bucket one. I mean cluster area one. The information being shared by client. This and all coming with first cluster, the second cluster, third cluster, something like that. You can see here, like how are you? Sorry, what is your name? Uh, is coming with the second. Maybe you can think of like how old are you and what is your age. Both are thing will come under same bucket, kind of a thing. So instead of the entire knowledge base, we don't want to check. We can check. We will find which segment that particular questions belongs to. Then we will filter out the cluster ID in that particular place only. We will check so that we will get the good accuracy of results. So you see here, even though if customer is asking to the client, like this is some sample questions only, but I will not share that customer specific questions here. So just for example purpose, how old are you? Again, the response would be this one. What is your age? Again, the response would be same. So this is some workflow, like how our data model is working. So basically Excel file contains the entire FAQs. We will do the pre-processing step. We would be like stopwords removing, lemmatization, PO stacking, and everything. And we will do the feature extraction using TF-IDF or any SIBO model. And we will extract the important key features out of the questions. And we will do the again pre-processing and do the encoding. And here the thing is that we are planning to do the segmenting here, that cluster ID. Let's say for example you are asking some question, that question is belongs to manufacturing. That questions alone we are extracting separately, then only we will apply the use model. So uh, let's say for example you are grouped into top 25 question or 50 questions, right? So then you apply the use semantic similarity model to get the response. So previously it like a not 25 question, like 1 crores of data. So at the time similarity is mismatching with some other relevant answers also. So that is what we have done, that IRA model. First of all, to pick the relevant questions, like chunking, and then you do the use model. So basically our proposed approach reduced, I told so like 6 weeks of time into 1 day. And very much cost effective also it is reduced. And with respect to our IRA model, we are planning to have even document question answering and PDF and multiple documents kinds also. We are planning to apply the same logic. And based on our testing accuracy, around 90 to 90% of work will be done like accuracy way. So some this 5 to 10% manual effort will be there. Basically, finally, once we are extracted the final response, a manual one person needs to verify whether the whatever we have done the automated way whether it is right or wrong in that manner. I think that's it from my end. If you have any queries, maybe please let me know.
Thank you, Deshan. I just want to know, as you mentioned, saying that 1 crore plus data will be there, right?
Yeah.
You're pressing on it. How is this IRA model will be working, or this clustering will be working? First thing, because how are you grouping it, or how is that system generally knows this question and this is the answer which you need to give as FAQ when you if anyone asks. So how is it like uh, before only he will be training and giving that or allocating, or how is it exactly?
Yes, Ravi. So basically, we are have done clustering based on the word embedding method. So whatever the history of FAQs questions is there, so we will create the embedding based on word topic modeling, and then we will group the questions based on the topic name. Topic in the sense segment. I told you know that this terminology, manufacturing and steel, some norms will be comes under only one group, right? At manufacturing, let's say for example some insurance words is coming, so that will already we have trained, and then it will go into one segment, maybe one topic. So if new question is coming what is my insurance coverage premium amount, something like that. So already we have multiple segmented groups, right? So we will do the clustering and the topic modeling of these particular questions. This particular question will go and fetch the relevant topics, where we have stored already related to insurance domain topics. So already we have the FAQs with respect to insurance domain, that our user query will go and fetch only that questions and response. Ravi, did I answer your questions?
Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
So,
Thanks, Ravi.
and how is this algorithms, on what algorithm on, I mean, what basis of algorithm it will be working on behind?
Could you please repeat your question?
Algorithm, basically a flowchart or algorithm you would have designed based on that, I believe you would have programmed this, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So is it like this is the architecture, is it already predefined, or available architecture, or I mean algorithm, or
No, we have created a custom design. So that is what initially I thought to go with only use model, but I thought it is a Google model, and in some of the article also said that it is performing well. But at the same time, when I tested it, not at all performing well. So decided to go instead of searching that entire database or anything. So why don't we chunk the already predefined user history queries? So that is what I meant with to go with a cluster ID. Okay, once we are doing cluster, then how do we predict the cluster, which cluster is belongs to? That is what I plan to go with a classification model. And still it was failing some of the cases. I have done with a custom pre-processing model also. So like that only we have yeah, incorporated.
so how is
It's
it
not readily available.
different
Yeah.
from Google model?
Google model, we have used only that use model. This one, this is the component we have used the Google model, but it says that it will give the good accuracy. But it will work basically. But before that, more pre-processing had to be done, has to be done, and this cluster ID check segmenting and all needs to be done, right? So this is our innovative thoughts to interpret it here.
Okay, okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ravi.
So well, I'll